Hey gang, it's Greg with Strange RV Tours, and today we've got a Dogfish Head 90-minute Imperial IPA that we're going to try. Now this is a potent beer. It comes in at 9% alcohol, so be careful if you're drinking these. They can get to you pretty quickly. You don't want to have too much of this. Make sure you have somebody drive you home if you do. Let's look at the label first. It's really a nice label that they've got here. Right here on the side, they've got some kind of a, I don't know if that's a alien or just what that is, but it looks like he's got a alarm on his head that is at 9.0, probably for the alcohol content. And you can see hops, looks like raining down on top of him. And it says, our continually hopped Imperial IPA, whose powerful malt backbone stands up to the extreme hopping rate for a pungent, not crushing hop flavor. And this, I don't know much about this beer, honestly. I usually don't care for double IPAs, and this is a double IPA, high alcohol double IPA. Usually the alcohol is a little too strong for me. Usually I get a little bit of the alcohol in the taste of the beer, which bothers me. I prefer not to. But it's a nice label. Let's see, it also says on the side, Dogfish Head Craft Brewery, Milton, Delaware. Brewed and bottled by Dogfish Head Craft Brewery, Milton, Delaware, in collaboration with the Boston Beer Company, dogfish.com. Now, what they mean by a 90-minute Imperial IPA, they have a 90-minute boil that they do on this, and instead of just dumping all the hops in at one time and then doing the boil, they continually add hops to the boil during that 90-minute time. In fact, I think they probably have a machine or mechanism that just continually, slowly puts more and more hops inside of the IPA. So let's pop this open and see what kind of aroma we get. There's nothing written on the inside of the label. Okay, I'm getting an earthy tone to it. A sweet aroma of earth. I'm also getting pine. Also some citrus, which smells like, to me, like grapefruit. I don't like my IPAs too citrusy. So that's why I don't care for West Coast IPAs as well as just a regular IPA. Let me pour this and see if the aroma can get stronger or less, or we'll see. All right. It's got a nice head on it. It has a little bit of a sweet, kind of a dank smell to it, fragrance. I am still getting grapefruit and a pine aroma. So let's give this a taste. Okay. It has a creamy head to it. A nice kind of velvety, creamy head to it, which I really like. I'm actually really kind of shocked because this is a good beer. It's a very good beer. I'm getting a very kind of a sweet malt taste to it. I actually get more of the malt flavor than the hop flavor. It's definitely kind of a piney hop that they're using. But yeah, it's actually a sweet beer. I mean, the aftertaste anyway. Now, I can definitely tell that there's a lot of alcohol in it. I definitely can taste the alcohol content to it. Surprisingly, usually when a beer has a real high alcohol content, I sip it rather than gulp it. But this would be a fairly easy beer to gulp. I'm surprised. It actually, I get a tingling sensation in my mouth, and the color of it, it's a beautiful color. It's kind of a medium, maybe a little darker amber color. The beer almost feels like it's coating the inside of my mouth a little bit, which I don't think I would usually like, but it does leave a good aftertaste. I'm surprised. And I'm getting a little bit of a chocolatey flavor to it. I don't know if that's from the malt. I would assume it'd have to be. But there's kind of a chocolatey note to it. This is a very good beer, guys. Very good beer. Now, I noticed when I bought this one that where I purchased it was actually, if you can believe this, is at a truck stop. But they had it priced at $17.99 a six-pack, so it is pricey. Now, I've seen it in local grocery stores for around $14.99 per six-pack. I just bought the one bottle, though. But this is a good beer. I actually wish I would have bought the six-pack now. It's a very filling beer. So I would imagine that helps keep somebody from drinking too much of it at one time. This would fill you up pretty quick. But it does have a really nice aroma to it, kind of the aftertaste. It has a really nice aftertaste to it. The aroma is sweet, a little citrusy. I noticed the malt much more than the hops in the aroma, and it has a kind of a grapefruity, maybe a earthy pine tone to it. But then once you actually take a sip of it, I'm getting a little bit of a chocolate note to it. Very unusual beer. Very unusual beer. Okay. I like this beer. I like this beer a lot. It's probably the best tasting double IPA I've ever had. It's not, even though it feels like I could gulp it, it's really not a gulping beer. But overall, you know, I would give this beer a 91. And that's extremely high compared to what I thought I was going to give it, because just going into it, because of it being a double IPA. Usually the alcohol content their double IPAs alcohol contents are usually really high. But whenever I taste a beer with a high alcohol content, man, that alcohol just usually overwhelms the flavor of the beer to me. It doesn't really do that in this. I can taste the alcohol, but I still get all of the notes or all of the flavor sensations that the brewers put into this. Now, one of the things that does surprise me about it is usually a IPA or double IPA is really high in hop content. And usually you can smell those hops just kind of jumping out at you when you smell it. But this one, I get more of a smell of the malt than I do the hops, which is nice in this beer. I think that's what's making it feel to me like it's an easier beer to drink. But be careful with this one, because this is twice as much alcohol as a normal beer. So keep that in mind if you decide to try one. Definitely, if you've had more than one, I would make sure that you have a ride home, or drink it in your home. Now, I want to try this out of a tap, because I prefer to drink beers out of a tap over a bottle, and a bottle over a can. That's one of the good things I like about going to breweries, is when you get a tap beer at a brewery, you're getting exactly what they designed it to taste like. And man, I'll tell you what, I bet this is absolutely wonderful out of a tap. But man, yeah, I would give it a 91. I would give it a 91. I would, this beer, just like I said, be careful with it, because it is high in alcohol. But overall, fantastic beer. Fantastic beer. All right, guys, well, hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, let us know. And until next time, enjoy a fresh beer, guys.
Strange RV tours will take you places with Greg and Janet's smiling faces. You might see a crazy flavored soda review, or some tips to fix your RV too. So come along, won't you join us, friend, as we discover what's around the bend. Just sit right back in your easy chair. Strange RV Tours is on the air. Strange RV Tours is on